Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League 2 Premier League here with Bath City. You join me 3 days after our last game of 1-0 lost to Chelmsford, and we are here against Farborough in 11th. The games are coming thick and fast at the moment. I look forward to getting these 2 games over and having to be able to rest for a week before we play again. But we are at home today against Farborough. The team, like I said, only played 4 days ago, and we probably need to rotate, but we're limited on options. We're going to make sure Russ gets a rest there. I'm going to change my lineup here, and we're going to go for a 4-2-3-1 so others can come in. It gives the opportunity for other people to rest. Batten also going to come off. Windsor off. Binns, you're coming in. And this is a team, like I said, that needs rotating. And I am going to do that. I'm not going to be afraid to rotate. I'm not going to be worried too much about a loss. You know, we struggle. We've not got enough players. So we're just going to do what we can do. So we're lining up here, Binns in goal, Danny, Captain Parcell, Tomlinson and Gibbons are 2 new defenders in to let Batten and Rains rest. Tilson and Russ at the heart of the midfield. Russ is going to get a rest, and Sweeten's going to come in and do a job there for us. Alva's coming in on the wide right, Keto starting on the wide left, Jenkins Davies, and then Fisher up top. Bowman's going to come onto the bench as well. And we're going to take, I think, probably Russ off to ensure he gets a full game's rest. And head into this match with a rotated team. Players aren't match fit, players aren't match sharp. We're on a bit of a poor run of form against a decent middle of the pack side in Farborough. This could be a mistake for us. But I'm just trying to get through an area that has a lot of games squeezed together, putting a lot of pressure on my team, and trying to ensure we've got fresh legs out there. Can be hard with limited options. Fisher getting a start up top. He's very hit and miss this season, but he has got some very important goals, and I hope he continues that way. And Gibbons now to Tomlinson, the 2 boys I brought in just for this game. Louis Sweeten, as ever, impressive. The more and more he plays. Gibbons looking down the line for Alves, but that's cleared. Gibbons wins it back though. Jenkins Davies to Tilson. He's going to have a pop from distance, and that's a good save. I've noticed since I took off the don't shoot from distance, we've not scored as many goals. So maybe keeping this on for this game may help us out. We might get a long range banger. But I feel like we restrict our opportunities and our goal scoring chances if I tell them basically you can only shoot in the box. I know we've seen a lot of shots go flying over the bar, but it's better to keep having shots than have none at all. We're coming up just over 15 minutes in here with the Farborough keeper. They're going to try and play out the back. He's pressured to just 2 fit. And Tomlinson does a good job to win that. Fish takes that down well. Who can he pick out? Keto. Here you go, wide to Danny. Quite the partnership out on the left when we have both of them on the pitch. Alves has a chance to shoot. Easily saved by Turner in the Farborough net, but a couple of good opportunities for Bath in these opening stages. But that's a long ball to Bloomfield. Gibbons being caught out on that left, nowhere to be seen. And he has a shot, but Binns taps it over the bar. A good reactive stop there. And interestingly, we haven't got the majority of the possession, which is something we normally enjoy, especially during the early parts of the game. And Farborough seem to be having the better of the opportunities here. And to be honest with you, after our past few games, we're going to go a bit more cautious. We've leaked goals over the past few games, but this might give an opportunity for Farborough to keep more of the ball, dropping a bit deeper. That's flicked up to Keto, picks up Jenkins Davies. He dribbles past his man. He's gone down injured. And that isn't good for Bath. Binns gathers up the loose ball. He's going to play it out of play because Jenkins Davies now, He was injured early in the season, and he's got to a point where he might be playing too many games, and he's receiving treatment now. He's surely going to need to come off, and I'm going to have to make that decision. And the early doors, on comes Windsor in that cam spot to replace Jenkins Davies, and that's a loss of a big player for us again. Like I said, when Beardmore does step in, he plays well, but Jenkins Davies has missed large chunks of the season, and when you're trying to rotate your squad, an injury to an important player does not help you. And that's a cynical foul from Keto, and he will get a yellow for that, but he took one for the team there, really. Last 5 minutes of the first half now. Farborough still keeping the better of the opportunities here, and they're played that out short into the midfield to Clifford, who will go long, and Hugh wins that onto Bloomfield, and he's had a shot, and Binns has had to take that round the post. That's poor defence really there from Bath, and Tilson in that midfield already looking tired to make matters worse for me. Cleared there but at the back post by overpass out of Windsor. Farborough will pick that back up, and they're trying to go forward now. They're knocking it about nicely. A shot from range miles over the bar, that won't trouble Binns in the Bath net. And Binns now. He goes long. Alves, can he win it? No, he can't. And Farborough on the ball again. Relentless pressure against us. Something needs to switch, needs to change in this team. It can't go on having these poor performances really, and they seem to be getting worse and worse week by week. Tomlinson to Gibbons, he'll look forward, Windsor picks it up, he goes and switches it over to Danny Boy, Keto with a chance to go forward. What will he do here? Picks up Tilson, marauding up to the final third. That's a good ball. Alves can't win that, but Sweeten can go from range. And that's over the bar. 2 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Bath looking the worst of the two teams, if I'm honest. Something has to change, and it will change, and that change is going to come at half time, and that is now. We are addressing the team. We simply haven't been good enough. You can all look stressed all you want. We're going back to our more defensive tactic here, so please bear with me whilst I have to change everyone into their actual roles. Alves here, he might even have to come off the pitch. In possession, Alves calm. Windsor up top. Keto moves to left back, and Greenslade's going to come off for Beardmore because we need something good. Out of possession, Keto, you're in left back. Pass out Tomlinson, Gibbons, that's fine. Tilson, Sweeten, that's fine. You, my friend, Windsor up top. Alves, you're being calm. And that's how we're going to go into the second half. A change of formation, a change of tactics. Will that make a difference for Bath here? Hopefully it will. This is the kind of formation that normally allows us to dominate the ball. The only issue with this against a Farborough side is they've got two forwards and two wide wingers against effectively a back two when we have the ball. And we may get caught out on the wing this game. Saying that, this is why we might get caught out. Gibbons all the way forward, and he drives into the box. He's got to pick someone out surely, and that is absolutely awful from Tilson. He needs to bury that opportunity. It was wonderful stuff, it was great play, but the finish was goddamn awful, and it probably fell to the wrong man in the box really, as Tilson. You'd rather have a Beardmore, a Fisher, a Windsor on the end of that opportunity. And we're coming up to the 55th minute here, and we join with Farborough on the ball. They're going to look to build up an attack. Switching out wide to Hobden, to Bayode, back inside to Young and to Clifford. Just taking it round now, waiting for their moment to go forward. And they've seen a moment there. And that's another poor challenge there by Tilson. He's being told to calm down. He's on his last warning of this game. Clifford on the set piece here. He goes short cleverly into Young. Clifford now. Tackled by Sweet, and a brilliant challenge as well. And Bath now need to try and put a counter-attack together. And Alves is taking charge of the situation. Keto continues to run down the wing. He drives the line, gets past his defender. Alves 1-2 with Keto, and we lose the ball there. We're offside anyway. And we're not doing enough. And we are going to go attacking again. I am going to demand more from my team. We need to push for a win here. We need to start picking up points. We need to start changing these opportunities into solid goals. That's what we're crying out for. Beardmore back. Tilson in. There it goes towards Keto, and for some reason the Farborough player just runs it out of play, giving Keto the opportunity for a throw-in now to Windsor, to Keto. Options in the park there with Beardmore. Keto tries to play it forward, but they've won it back. What can Bailey do here? He goes long towards Bloomfield, and will win that header. And Dominic Polion, a hero of the game really, holding up the ball well, and that's a good save again by Binns, who tips it wide. And Bath now really are struggling in this game, and you can see apparently Keto's having a really poor game. I've not really got anyone to bring on for him. My only option at wing back is Rains, who I will bring on anyway for Gibbons. I'm tempted, part of me is tempted to try and drop someone back, but in the CDM spot we've got no one. But Sweeten's going to drop back, and Bauman's going to go into the midfield. Keto Diarmo is having a poor game. He's on a yellow, playing a 5.9. He's struggling. Our players are really struggling. The whole squad, the whole team. But we continue to push here with the captain pass out, driving into the opponent's final third. He needs to take control and push his team forward. Beardmore back up to Keto. Plays it back to Parsau, out to Tomlinson. He needs to look for some forward pass. He tries it out to Rains. Chickson gets in there just before Rains. And Bath with a throw in the final third. 20 minutes to go now. I'm not man to usually to panic, but I'm saying we're going to change something for these last few minutes. Alves is going to push up top when we're in possession. He's going to become a channel forward. Windsor, currently a centre forward. He's going to become a channel forward. Let's change this around. You're becoming a channel forward. Run into the channels. Fisher, my man. Target forward. You've got it written all over it for you. Beardmore will step up into a calm spot, and so will Bauman here. As a second striker. Beardmore as well is going to go out. He's going to be a second striker. Out of possession. Bauman, you're going to push up alongside Alves. Beardmore, you're here in centre mid. Sweeten, you're up in centre mid. And here we go. The last 10 minutes, we are going to chuck everything but the kitchen sink at the opponent. This could leave us vulnerable to conceding a goal, but we need something. And I have to make a change. The fans are calling for it. They're bored of seeing the same old, saying I don't risk stuff enough. Well, how do you think of this for a risk? When we find Windsor just offside. And here comes the change in the tactics. Ferry attacking for Bath for the last 7 minutes. And it's a Farborough corner in the dying moments here. Are we going to concede late once again? We managed to just about clear that. The ball's bouncing around, it's foul to Young, who gets it in, and you know what? We are going to concede late on again. An absolutely horrid time we're having. And I'm not happy. It's my own fault I've gone to attacking, but I have no choice. We need to start chasing results, and I need to do something about it. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Bath have been dominating this game, and we don't deserve anything from it. And we're into the final 30 seconds, the ball's with Binns. All we can wish for now is a late equaliser. Rains into Tomlinson. Forward straight away to Bowen to Sweeten. And that is an awful ball. You've got all the options up top. I've pushed everyone up, and we're just not picking them out. And that really is a very, very poor, frustrating game for a very tired team. As I said, we only played 3 days ago, and we live to pay the price. We still sit fourth in the league, but we're now only 3 points ahead of Torquay. and the other teams in the promotion chase are really beginning to catch us up now. You'll see in the league here, we were way clear, we're now only 5 points clear of the back, and I think we've got about 8 games to go. It all could slip up for us from here. Being set for a pay increase, good, he's an important man. Next episode, up against Hornchurch, who are currently 14th in the table, and you can see from our previous results, we're having a poor run of form here really, and it's really going to come back to bite us. With 9 games to go against some of the top teams as well, giving them an opportunity to gain 3 points on us is not what we need. But if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and I will catch you next time where hopefully we can change our fortunes.